Okay, Akim, we had a very sensitive part of the prophecies. It would behoove us to take heed as we come closer and closer to the end, and it's moving fast. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahak Wadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who told me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakaryam Shah, Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Now, this is redacted. They going right now, going hard as usual. We watching a lot of underground news. Needless to say, they about to shut this down because it's coming out too heavy. You know, it's like it's getting thick everywhere. So all eyes is back on the bear, where the Lord wanted to be. Because when you go into the prophecy, it's a reason why Russia is in the news right now. For those that don't know prophecy, I'm gonna start it here. This is 2 Peter 1, verse 19. For we have also a more sure, which is a definite, sturdy, stable, trusty. That word sure goes into trusty, something you can trust. So we have a more trusty word of prophecy. So what we in right now, everything that's about to happen, this is all biblical prophecy. And we going somewhere. It doesn't end here. We're leading up to the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. But his name in the Hebrew tongue is Yahushua. This is all leading to Yahushua's return. So we have a trusty word of prophecy, whereunto you do well. Why would you do well? Because the Lord has turned your light on. We have lights in our eyes at this time, Akim, Akwaf. It says, whereof you do well that you take heed as unto a light. See that? That shineth in a dark place, and it's dark out here. The people are in great darkness. They don't see, you know. This is called a live wire. You know, this is a smoking gun. The action has started. And the hosts of Redacted, they're gonna make a statement before we dive into this news, which is very profound, you know, because this is where the people are at. They are not seeing what's going on right before them because their lights are not on. But they're going to turn on soon. It's going to be at the last minute. And it's going to be misdirected as well. But with the elect, the hopeful elect, we're taking heed to these prophecies as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, because it's dark out here. So we need our light, which is that faith, that oil, until the day dawns. And the day is about to dawn. And the day star, which is that first star you see in the morning, which is Yahushua, arise in your heart, which is your mind, your soul. So we holding on to these prophecies, but let me get into why you're going to hear Russia. Because when you go into Revelation, this is a heavy chapter, by the way. Heavy chapter. Because everything is going on right now. You can break this down and simplify it through the men of the Lord to give you direction, to give you light on where this thing is going. Okay? Oh, look at the time. So this is Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea. This is John. And saw a beast arise out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, which is the EU and NATO. The 7 heads and 10 horns represent the EU and NATO. It's about 30 of them right now. And upon his, and upon his horns, 10 crowns, which represents rulership, which they have. As you can see, EU has made a move with America without, counseling with Congress. They just made a serious move, which is leading the media to speculate that Russia may use nuclear force tonight. Now, we hope and we want to see, is this the Black Swan event that we all been waiting for to launch us into the latter end of this chapter, which is the MOTB, but we waiting to see. But let's just focus right here on these 10 horns, because these 10 horns, they're up and moving right now. And upon his head, the name of blasphemies, because they lie about everything. That's the Renaissance. And the beast, which I saw, was like a leopard. This is the beginning stages of the beast, starting with the Greeks. That's Alexander, right? And his feet, you got the feet is the ending of a body, right? And his feet were as the feet of a bear. And that's Russia, the bear. Now, Russia is not part of the beast. Russia is not part of the 7 heads and 10 horns. But Russia is part of the system that's going to bring these Edomites down. That you got to know. That's why you're hearing about the bear right now. Because we at the end of the Edomite system. And it ends the feet, the toes, the 10 toes, the statue in Daniel's, the 2nd chapter. It ends with the bear. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, which is Britain. And the dragon, the old dragon, the first dragon, which was Rome, gave him his power and his seat and great authority. That's why you're going to start hearing a whole lot about Russia right now. And it's going to mix it up with the Middle East, because there's things popping off that just went off in the Middle East while they got you looking over here at Russia. But I like the statement. I forget his name. I should know his name. It's on the tip of my tongue right now. I forget. But he makes a heavy statement because the people are in darkness. They don't know about these prophecies. Akim and Akwath, we are in a very special position to have this position right now up under the apostles of great millstone and having the Holy Spirit to decipher this and possibly be protected from what's rolling down the pipeline, because it is snowballing right now.
We are confronting a chilling reality, I think, in the United States. Yesterday when we were covering this, or at least the buildup of this, someone left a comment here on our channel that said, I don't think 90% of the people in the United States understand how severely bad this is.
Yeah, what he said. 90%, that's the majority, and which is true, because they're in darkness. They don't have the light. They don't have the unction. They don't have the blessing to see what we see. Now, we just don't see it like these guys. They see it redacted in all these channels, but we see it from a biblical standpoint. So it just don't end with the thermonuclear destruction. That's the beginning for the hopeful elect. That's why we get excited when these prophecies are starting like this and hitting hard, because we have a more sure word. We believed in this book before these prophecies took off. We started believing. Now we're seeing, which is strengthening our belief, a more sure word of prophecy. But the rest of the world are in darkness.
Left a comment here on our channel that said, I don't think 90% of the people in the United States understand how severely bad this is for the United States right now. I think you're absolutely right about that. I think most people are just kind of living their lives. They don't realize what these masterminds, these warmongers, these criminals are doing right now in Washington, D.C., leading us into war. The very real possibility that the world is inching closer to nuclear war at this hour. This is not hyperbole or fear-mongering. The fact is, it starts with a stark warning tonight from Russia. A few hours ago, sirens blaring all over Ukraine. Russian strikes coming and people preparing for massive strikes, air raid sirens sounding across Ukraine, including in the capital city. Massive Russian strikes coming. Russia is preparing massive strikes across the entire country. They've already struck, as Colonel McGregor told us yesterday, the western part of the country, knocking out all sorts of electricity grids and power supplies. So you want a cold winter? Because this is about to happen. And the United States doesn't give a rat's ass about the people of Ukraine at all, full stop. And these people are going to freeze to death this winter, thanks to Antony Blinken, thanks to Jake Sullivan, thanks to the demented President Biden, who's basically conceded power to the deep state in Washington, D.C. And State Department officials today are getting rid of the embassy, are closing the embassy, the United States Embassy, saying, quote, out of an abundance of caution, the embassy will be closed, and embassy employees are being instructed to shelter in place. That's going to work.
So they just shut
Sheltering
down
in
all
place.
the embassies down. Hope you're following along, because it's heating up over there. So they got all those diplomats out of there. Those that stuck with their families, they tell them to lock down, shelter down, because we don't know if the Lord going to allow the bear to use one of those nuclear bombs, or he may use those fab bombs. He got those father of all bombs. They ready to go, and they can give the same effect as a nuclear weapon without the fallout. So they can kind of like, center it, more controlled blast, to where they don't worry about, the wind taking it, in certain directions. So that's why those fab bombs was created. Look it up, the FAB bombs. They got the Fab 500, they got the Fab 2000, they got the Fab 1000, they got the Fab 500, different size. So we gonna see if they gonna use that. But as you can see, we're itching while the world is in darkness.
Start coming in, sheltering in place. You're going to be fine there inside the embassy. Meanwhile, Russia is preparing for nuclear war, folks. Like, they're not taking this lightly. We are in the United States. People are just still going to Target and living their day, which is fine. Like, live your life and work your jobs.
Yeah, as you keep throwing that in there, so don't worry about your co-workers. I just left my car. I don't even talk to them no more. Usually, a few years ago, you try to, get your coworker a little elbow, a little shoulder rub, try to drop a little, nothing serious, just a little knowledge. Man, we don't do that no more. These people are gone. It's done. Like, we have the full understanding why the Lord say don't cast your pearl of swine. So don't worry about your coworkers and your family members. If they ain't got it by now, chances are either they got to see it happen, and then they're going to come to their senses through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and repent and fall in, or they just ain't going to get it. The doors are just locked on them. Because like you said, they just worried about going to Target, man, and shopping.
He needs a good pay. You are in the United States. People are just still going to Target and living their day, which is fine. Like, live your life and work your jobs, but make demands of your government to stop this madness. So Russia has started mass producing mobile nuclear bunkers capable of housing dozens and protecting against shockwaves and radiation. So, as we speak, Russia is planning to move citizens into underground nuclear bunkers that they've already built. Let that sink in for a second. Thanks to warmongers in D.C., the Russian government is taking active measures right now to safeguard its people against what it perceives to be an imminent threat of nuclear escalation. Protecting its people, Russia has now begun mass producing mobile nuclear bomb shelters that can protect against shockwaves and radiation from a nuclear blast. Take a look.
We got any of those?
Do we have any of those?
Shit.
I haven't seen any in the United States. Think about this for a second. Why would a global superpower with decades of military strategy and intelligence take such drastic action unless, of course, they believe this threat was real? They're not just doing this for what, shits and giggles?
I don't like that saying.
That's what my dad used to say from Baltimore. We do this for shits and giggles. But here's the part that should concern you even more. This isn't happening in a vacuum, folks. The warmongers in D.C. are playing a direct role in escalating tensions right now with reckless abandon. Overnight, the Biden administration doubled down on this plan on Ukraine using long-range weapons to attack deep inside of Russia. This morning, the Biden administration announced a new round of money being sent into Ukraine. Another $275 million for a new funded weapons package being sent to Ukraine. And of course, we know, because Antony Blinken told us a few days ago, that they are going to do everything in their power to get all of this money that they can into Ukraine before Donald Trump assumes office on January 20th.
Yeah, so the elites are pushing this faster from behind the scenes. And they're going to use a lot of that money because he also approved those landmines. And those landmines are designed to blow up soldiers, but they're going to try to use them to blow up the Humvees and the tanks, because they got a lot of those Leopards tanks and them Abram tanks, which those landmines are not going to work against them. They're not made for that. But, this is what a lot of this money is going to. So they rushing it. So the Lord has got his hand in the elite's back. The Lord is controlling this whole thing. So our thing is to stay on the watch, because this is heating up. This is heating up. And like I said, Redact, they live right now. So you can go over there and, catch the rest of this. So hey, everything is in place. The stage is set. So you know the MOTB is like where the Lord gonna slide it in, how he gonna slide it in. But it only take about 24 hours to set up these shipping stations and get this thing going because everything is laid out. So we are closer than ever to the second coming of our Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. This is Matthew 6:22. The light of the body. Now remember that light that shineth unto that bright day. So we're going to focus on that light because that's what we walking with, which is ultimately that faith. The light of the body is the eye. So we got to remember this because they about to shut this technology off. So we got to have to depend strictly on the lights that's burning within us. And you need oil for your lamp. So that light is the eye. So that's what we focus on right now. Let's go into the Greek for this light here. I don't know if it's going to play. Okay. The light, which is a lamp, a candlestick, but I'm going to dig a little deep into the root. It says the light, right? Brilliant from whiteness, dazzle of the garments of the angels, right? Which one I want here? Of white garments as the sign of innocence and purity. So we got that light, you know, and you can't be a watcher without the light. The exalted to the splendor of the heavenly state. You understand? So that's that light that we hold right now. And you put that light on a candlestick. So the light of the body is the eye. So we use that light, which is the eyes of the mind, the faculty of knowing, the knowing. So your eyes can't be turned on. You can't have the light in your eyes, meaning the knowing, without Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah turning you on. Okay, to look, that's to be a watcher, to behold, to allow oneself to be seen or to appear. And that's the men going to hitting those streets, man, with that light, an inspiration, a gaze. And you know, when you go into Ecclesiastes 8:1, it tell you, wisdom maketh thy face to shine. You start shining because your light is getting brighter. You know, that's Proverbs 4 verse 18. So the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, which is whole. Single goes into akkad, which is the one, which is to be complete or whole. So you got to be complete in this truth right now, because this is what we're going to be left with. This is all we need to make it out of here if the Lord keep our light on. But the rest of the world, they don't even know this is happening until it's too late. Trust me, this is going to be too late, man, real soon. The whole body is full of light. So that means you walking in correctness, you know, because we about to hit that straight gate real soon. But if the eye be evil, and that's these people, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. And they're worried about, like you said, Target, shopping, adultery, fornication, moism, if that's a word, right? Eating, gluttoncy, you know, just the fulfillment of the flesh. That's the majority of the people. Their education, chasing the bag, you know, these holidays, they caught up right now. Bread and circus, it says, but if the eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? That's why they can't see. These people are in gross darkness. This is NLT. Your eye is a lamp that provides light for the body. When your eye is good, your whole body shall be full of light. And I'm going to tell you, use your light. First thing you do when the sun goes down, you turn your lights on so you can see. You need the light right now so you can see, and we see clearly, and mainly for these scriptures. You can't see these prophecies without the light. Remember, we got a more sure word. The Bible is telling us where to go, how to move, what's coming before it happens. But you need your lights on. It says, but when your eye is bad, and that's these people, they don't see this. What did he say? 90% of Americans don't see this happening. Something can pop off tonight. They don't know what's going on. But when your eye is bad, your whole body is full with darkness. And if the light you think you have is actually darkness, because these people actually think they woke. They think they know something. The conscious community actually think they're right. Vocab and these guys, they think they know something. But they don't know the light that they actually think they have is darkness. And it's about to be revealed. It's about to show. They're going to be left by themselves. I'm going to read that again. But when your eye is bad, your whole body is full with darkness. And if the light you think you have is actually darkness, how deep that darkness is. Isaiah 60:1. Gross darkness, man. But I'm going to end it right there. You know, make this too long. You can go on over here to Redact. I think they still going, you know, and check this out. But it's happening. Akim Akwaf. Something, hey, we hope, you know, something go on within the next 48 hours. But we watching this. Keep your eyes single. Giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom.